What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We were planning on going 7 for 7 on these rebuilds, and our next one up is the Tennessee Titans. Um, this team looks pretty interesting. You got young talent everywhere, but also pretty old in certain spots. You have a young quarterback in Will Levis. I'm not really sure the future for him. He seems talented, and I like the guy, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Wide receiver wise, we have a lot of, I want to say, borderline wide receiver twos, other than DeAndre Hopkins, who I think is the wide receiver one, obviously. But Calvin Ridley's a wide out two. Tyler Boyd's a wide out two. Burks is like a wide out three. You have Okonkwo, who's a pretty solid tight end. He shows a lot of flashes. Right side of the line is pretty weak, but left side, including center, is very strong and a young talent. Um, Again, like all of our rebuilds, we're going to be in a 4-3. Um, I basically run the same defense and offensive schemes for every single one of my rebuilds just because I like the consistency and I think it's a pretty good system. So let's just sort that out, generate best lineup. I think the first move we're going to go is get rid of Sebastian Joseph Day because Savondre Sweat has superstar, and I think he's going to be a beast. Harold Landry in Madden is so good. So I'm super excited to see how he progresses. Linebacking, Kenneth Murray, pretty mid player. Cedric Gray, a young guy. We have really bad safeties. I mean, Amani Hooker is pretty solid, but Elijah Molden cannot be a starting safety. And we have depth at corner. I think the first move is going to be getting rid of Sebastian Joseph Day. See if maybe we could figure out a way to get a good linebacker or a safety offensively. Maybe getting rid of Burks. I think that's something realistic for the Titans anyways. And see if we can pick up an offensive lineman or maybe even get a better tight end. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we get to the first trade. First trade we're making is for Marquise Bell. I want my middle linebacker, and he progresses so well. He was, I showed you guys him in my easiest trades video. His just progression is just amazing, and I think he's going to be super good for this Titans team, playing in that inside linebacker role and moving Kenneth Murphy out to right outside linebacker and Cedric Gray out to left outside linebacker. I think that's going to make our defense progress at a very good level. And yeah, I think the next move is to try to find a free safety since we barely traded away any value for this starting linebacker. Next trade is in, and we get our safety in Jalen Thompson. He progresses, again, very well. Usually gets a superstar dev trait. Yeah, I mean, traded away backups and a fourth rounder. So, in all, I'm pretty happy with this trade. Trade to get Mekhi Becton, 24-year-old superstar dev trait player. Again, very easy trade for us to make. I think we got a good talent in Mekhi Becton. He's probably going to be a starting right tackle for us. And yeah, honestly, I think it's time to see if we can find a right guard. I wanted a young wide receiver, and I wanted T. Higgins. He's cheaper, relatively. We only had to give up Ridley a third and a fourth, really, to get him. And yeah, I mean, we got some youth to that wide receiver group that was quickly aging. So, I'm very content with that trade. So this is our roster going into week 1. Definitely have some firepower on this offensive skill positions. Will Levis has a very good opportunity to become a really special player here in Tennessee. Offensive line is pretty solid. It's very young. I mean, Cushenberry is the oldest player, and I believe he's only like 26. Let's check that real quick. 25. So a very young offensive line with your oldest players being 25 with him and Mekhi. Actually, Mekhi is 24. So yeah, very young offensive line. Okonkwo is very young. Pollard and D-Hop and Boyd are like the oldest guys, but they're also pretty young at this point. Defense, again, it's kind of a mix of players. You have some age, you have some older in age players, but you also have some younger players. Front seven, relatively on the older side, especially the D line. Kenneth Murray's getting a little bit older now. He's kind of has to hit his prime at this point. Marquise Bell is pretty young. Cedric Gray is pretty young. But yeah, I mean, it's just a mix of age groups. But I definitely think it's this year or next year that we become a really special team. So I'm excited to see how we do this year. I'll see you at midseason. At mid-season, we are 4-2. I want to quickly do some re-signing, see what we could do here. T. Higgins needs to come back to this team. I'm ready to give him a lot of years and a lot of money to come instead and continue playing in Tennessee. Let's see how he likes that. He does like that, but that's okay. That's okay. Again, like most of our rebuilds as of now, no real guys I'm planning on re-signing besides T. Higgins. So yeah, this is a mid-season. I'll see you at playoffs. Sad to see we are 7-10. Ah, stinks. Um, I really want to see what the reason was for us being so poor to end the season, and it looks like it's coming down to Will Levis here. 25-16 is not what I want to see out of the potential star. Pollard had a very, very, very good year. D Hop did well. Higgins did pretty solid. Boyd, but again, I do think this is all coming down to a lack of a skill talent when it comes to our quarterback. Harold Landry, monster season. Jeffrey Simmons, like always, does very well. Arden Key, pretty average, and I'm not seeing. Devonta Sweat, he's a run stopper, so I'm very happy with that. Marquise Bell played like a beast this year. That's kind of what we expected out of him. Jalen Thompson also had a very solid year. Okay, so I mean, like, it's really coming down to us being, again, like usual, a quarterback away from being a very good team. Pollard almost offensive player of the year, which is amazing. Hopefully, it's X factor going to next season. Harold Landry almost got defensive player of the year, so I mean, again, we're a good team. Will Levis, I really wish you played better, and I think we would be a very good team if you did play better. Um, Tondre Sweat and Cedric Gray both played pretty mid, but good for what I expected out of them. Hopefully that's running back, and we did. Tony Pollard should be an X factor by next season, which is awesome. Best wide receiver, D Hop almost won that. That's great. O line, don't really expect anything. D line, Harold Landry again almost won that, so hopefully he gets superstar to X Factor. No linebackers. I really wish Marquise Bell got in there. With Jerry Sneed all the way at 9, and no one else. Okay, I think it's time to move into the offseason. I got back T. Higgins, so we're really only looking to improve this offense by maybe adding a quarterback or a tight end. Yeah, let's see what we get. Looking into free agency right now. Free agency is always pretty similar to what we've seen before. Oh, Baker Mayfield. I don't know, but I think this might be our quarterback. I think we're going to be a good team, and I want to mix it up a little bit from our traditional rebuilds. I think we're going to go after and get Baker Mayfield. I don't see any tight ends, but I do see some wide receivers who could be potential tight ends. Looking at you, Michael Thomas. Um, Yeah, I think we go get Baker. I think we go move Michael Thomas to tight end. I might sign a right guard, Cesar Ruiz. He doesn't really want to come here though. Um, no one else that looks too intriguing. Drew Tranquil, a good player, but yeah, nothing else I'm really too interested in. Let's go get Baker. Let's see how much we have to pay him. Um, I'm giving you a 1 year deal. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see what that does. Hopefully he's intrigued enough. Tampa Bay's giving him money, but keep in mind we got a lot of money to throw at you, Baker. And I am fully willing to do this for the 1 year. See what we could get out of him, and then if this next year we fail to be good again, I might draft a rookie quarterback this year just to be an insurance piece, just in case Baker is not what we think he is. That's a lot of money for Baker Mayfield. Let's go sign Michael Thomas, move him to tight end, which is going to be a very weird spot for him, but I mean, he's getting what he's getting out of us. And let's go sign Bakhtiari since we have the money. And get our new guard, I guess. I want to pay him a little bit more just to ensure that we get him. I actually might keep him at a tackle. And move Becton in that guard. I think that'd fit a little bit better. Hopefully, like I said, enough. Let's see if we get them. Baker's the one I'm kind of worried about not getting, but we paid him a lot of money, so and we get him. All right. Michael Thomas is going to be probably finicky, especially since we're going to make him a tight end. But I think we're good. Let's get to the draft. Before we get into the draft, let's just quickly look at this roster. I do think there's not a lot of glaring weaknesses. Quickly, let's move Mekhi Becton into right guard. where I believe he's going to absolutely excel at that position. Um, just kind of like what the Eagles are doing with him in real life. But I think this team is going to be very, very good. We have a lot of talent. Pollard did end up getting that X factor. I'm not going to put Levis as a quarterback one. He's probably going to get traded, to be honest. But this offense looks very good. Michael Thomas all the way up to an 82 overall after moving him to tight end, which is sick. Jeffrey Simmons did well. Landry, good. Bell did not end up getting that dev trait, but that is all okay. I do think this team is very talented. Maybe adding a D end, a potential quarterback to draft just because insurance policy in case Baker stinks this year. But I think we have a lot of chances to be good. Let's get into the draft. 14th overall pick in the draft, which is pretty good value. We really only have a second after this, so we really got to hit on our picks. I'm going to quickly look at quarterbacks, scan that position, see if I see anything I really, really like. No. No. Probably no one at the quarterback position that I'm going to be looking at. Wide receivers, I don't really need one. Tight end, again, we just signed Michael Thomas, so I'm not too interested in one, and we have a good backup, but he is ridiculously good, Keyshawn Price. Wow. I might have to take him just to take him. But before we do that, let's just make sure we're not missing out on any good D ends, because again, we did not get great usage out of Arden Key last season. Mario Haynes, pretty solid, nothing special though. And if I'm really just drafting to draft, I want to get really, really good players. Um, I like the power moves and I like the finesse moves out of Danny Whitaker here. He's pretty fast, good athlete. I really like Danny Whitaker. I'm probably gonna go Danny and move him to a defensive end position. Let's see Matt Davis a little bit later in the draft, who also looks very, very good and more of a D end. Um, he has good potential to be our pick. Power rusher and David Cortez. Come on, let me see he's gonna have good power moves. I don't hate that. David Cortez might be the guy here. Because again, we don't need anything crazy. I'm probably gonna be choosing between Cortez and Whitaker, but I like Cortez as good block shed. He has good tackling. He can move. And I like the chance that he has that power moves. Let's take a risk. Come on, let's go. Hidden dev trait, new D end, and David Cortez. Our second round pick. I don't really know where I'm looking to go with this. Again, there's no quarterbacks I'm too interested in. Don't need a safety. I could always use a linebacker. I didn't see too much progression out of the guys that I wanted to see progression from. Mike Elam, nothing crazy. Cooper Day, pretty dang fast. And Larry Freeman, big dude, nothing special. See Al Hoffman, I like those traits. Looks like a good player, to be honest. Defensive tackle, I really did not like what the production I got out of Devondre Sweat last season. And Matt Davis looks like a star. I know Devondre has superstar, but I think I'm going to be moving on from him. That is going to be it for this draft. I'll see you at the draft recap. We're going to have some moves to make with this roster. I really, really like that Elam guy. Or, I mean, that D tackle I drafted. I forgot his last name. I feel like he has a lot of talent and is going to be pretty good on this team. And I think putting him in that rush D tackle role, he's going to really, really play well, especially since Devondre Sweat lost his superstar anyways. Jeffrey Simmons and him is going to be a devil pairing. I think you're going to get a ton of sacks. I really didn't like what I got of Devondre Sweat last season. Cortez is going to move into that right end role. I would like to keep him outside linebacker. We need an outside linebacker, but he is a beast of an end, and I think he's going to be putting up a lot of production. And now we kind of added some youth to this defensive line, which we really, really needed. But yeah, 75 overall. So him and Arden Key and Tavondre Sweat are going to be getting traded, and we're going to be looking at a linebacker. Definitely, that's what we need right now. Everything else we look pretty good. Offensively, we also look pretty dang good. A lot of talent and a lot of good players. I think we're ready. Let's just see if we could get a running back and then I mean not a running back, a linebacker, and yeah, get Trevin Wallace, a young linebacker. He's 21 years old. Moving into outside linebacker, I think he's going to be much better. That is an improvement, not a big one, but I think we're ready to go. I'll see you guys in midseason. If we make a big trade to get Patrick Queen, I think he's going to be a beast that helps our linebackers out completely. We're a good team now. I think we're going to be scary. At midseason, we are 6-1. We had a lot of re-signings, but I'm probably not even gonna try and get these guys back yet. I'll wait for that for the off season. If we're 6-1, I think we have a chance to go all the way this year. Let's just keep going. Let's just let this roll. 12-5, not as good, but we're definitely still a very very good team. Let's check these stats real quick. Hopefully Baker is that guy. Pretty dang good stats out of Baker. I'm pretty happy with that. Pollard again, just really really good. Boyd had a very good season. T Higgins and Michael Thomas, almost three 1,000-yard receivers. D Hop, not as good as he did last year. Starting to fall off a little bit, but that is okay. D line, David Cortez, good year out of a rookie D end. Matt Davis, pretty good. Patrick Queen, very, very good. Yeah, I mean, 7 picks out of L'Jarius Sneed. That's awesome. Let's check awards real quick. I think we're ready to go. I think we're winning a. I honestly have really good feelings on this team. I think we're very, very good. Depoy, almost Landry again. He is having a very, very good years. Cortez, almost defensive rookie of the year. Your quarterback, Baker at 6. Running back, really? That's a little shocking. Pollard's all the way down there. Titans, Boyd at 4. Becton at 6. D line, Landry at 3. No linebackers, which is a little shocking. L'Jarius Sneed, best DB. And kickers, Joey Sly. All right. Let's get into this first game. Big game against the Bengals. We get home field advantage, which is going to be huge, and we start off with the ball. Hopefully, we get a good drive to start, and we do. Going up 7, we get a stop, but it doesn't do too much. 21-7, doing pretty well. 28-14, 35-14. This looks like it's already wraps unless they have a big comeback. We're double their score going into the fourth, and it is all over. There's no way they come back from this one. 45-27. Titans win. That game was a breeze. Home field advantage really, really carried us there. Whew. Baker didn't have a crazy good game, but he didn't need to. Tony Pollard obviously was our carry. He is insane in this game. Wow. Moving on to our next game, we are going against the Browns. Good team, and we have no home field advantage, which really stinks to see. But I think we are a better team than the Browns, so hopefully we go ahead and just win this game really easily like we did the last one. Another huge game. I think this team is built for a Super Bowl, and I don't think we're settling for anything other than that. Let's go. You know how this works. We are going to sim to the end of the game and see how this goes. They start off and go down and score 3. That is okay. We go down and score 7. We go back down, get another touchdown after a defensive stop, but they score. We score again. Come on. 28-10. We are looking great, and that should be it. 35-12. No way they come back from this one. That is another win. Big wins. We're on to the conference chip. 2 more games to win, and that is a very, very good win. Baker had a great game. Pollard a little bit worse than he did last game. T. Higgins and D Hop sharing the wealth. We move on. On to the conference chip going against the New England Patriots. We have home field advantage. Let's get right into this one. Patriots are a weird team to see in the conference championship. I was not expecting this. I was expecting someone a little bit different. You see on the other side, Dallas versus Green Bay, both good teams that we would have to face if we somehow get out of this one. But I think there's a very good chance we do. Patriots are up 6-0, but we drive down easy touchdown. 14-13, we get ball again. Nothing there. 17-13, we're looking good right now. 24-13, 31-19, we're looking great. Come on, get us a touchdown and seal this game. Just about does it. Wow, 34-26, we beat Drake May in the AFC Championship. Baker had a massive game. Tony Pollard slowed down a little bit, but that is just amazing. We move on again. Super Bowl time against the most annoying team in all of Madden. Same exact overalls. Let's get into this one. No one I want to play last in the Super Bowl than the Dallas Cowboys. They are so dang good. All right. Come on. Come on. This is going to be a tough game, but we need to really play well if we're going to win this. We need to see a lot out of Baker Mayfield. It's a tie game right now, 7-7. They go up 17-7. We're coming back a little bit. 14-24. Come on. 21-24. 28-24. 30-28. 31-31. It's going down to OT. And we win it! Oh my God, we just beat the Dallas Cowboys. This team wins the Super Bowl. I don't know why we win every one of our rebuilds in the second season, but it does not matter. We move on. Actually, we don't move on to anything. We win a Super Bowl. The Tennessee Titans, Will Levis, Baker Mayfield, weirdly enough, win a Super Bowl over the Dallas Cowboys. J.C. Latham and the Tennessee Titans take the Super Bowl from the Dallas Cowboys. Wow. What a win. Let's see the Super Bowl MVP like we always do. We are 7-for-7. Just keep on winning. My gosh. We are just dominant. All we do is win. That's all we're planning on ever doing. I want to see who won this. That was a stressful game. I mean, OT victory. Baker Mayfield, Super Bowl MVP. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.